There's a moment lurking just beyond the horizon, one that every leader, every investor, every top manager fears, but hardly dares to talk about openly. That moment when the ground beneath your feet shakes, the markets shudder, and the economy doesn't just slow down, it collapses. It's the nightmare that haunts boardrooms in the dead of night, the silent threat that can wipe away years of hard work, millions in capital, and shatter carefully laid plans in an instant. The question isn't whether it will come, it's when, how deep it will cut, and if you'll even see it coming before it strikes. Right now, there are those out there claiming private equity has a secret weapon, an almost supernatural ability to predict these economic collapses before anyone else does. But does that hold up? Are these high-stakes investors truly some kind of economic soothsayers? Or is this just another shiny myth in a world drowning in noise, complexity, and chaos? Because truth be told, predicting when and how an entire system might unravel isn't just about having the best data or the smartest models. It's a test of mindset, resilience, and the ruthless willingness to see beyond comforting illusions. The stark truth is this: most people, most systems are blind to the cracks until they're too wide to fix. Imagine a world where every CEO, every investor is not just reacting to the next downturn, but anticipating it, feeling the tremors in the air, reading the subtle signals before the market screams in pain. That world isn't a fairy tale. It's a reality for those who reject the lies they're fed daily, for those who refuse to live lives handed to them on a silver platter wrapped in rules and false security, because the system you play in tells you to follow, conform, and comfort yourself. But it's exactly this comfort that kills your edge, dims your vision, and leaves you vulnerable. If your gut isn't screaming about the truth behind the headlines, you are already behind. So how do the best of private equity avoid falling into the trap? They don't waste time praying for the impossible. They stop trying to predict collapses like fortune tellers and start learning to build through them. They excel at seeing systems as fragile illusions, illusions that can shatter, shift, and crumble, not in 5 or 10 years, but overnight. They know the rules are rigged, the market is capricious, and the truth is often a story crafted to keep you compliant. The first brutal step is rejecting comfort and consensus. You cannot cling to outdated economic dogmas or play safe with herd mentality. The moment you start operating like everyone else, you become just another victim of economic storms. Instead, real power comes from deeply questioning what you think you know. It's about being ruthless in your skepticism. Every truth is a temporary facade until proven otherwise. Every set of numbers is only part of a puzzle that's constantly evolving. The economy is a living, breathing beast, and private equity leaders who thrive are those who treat it like one, sensing its moods, its breaths, its hidden trembles. Next, successful private equity players step out from the shadows of their own industries. They build a network, a rare, exclusive web of insight created not by following norms, but by connecting the exceptional, the overlooked, the radical thinkers who refuse to bend. The system does not serve the extraordinary by design. It prefers mediocrity because mediocrity is predictable and controllable. But those who dare to connect only with the few who share their fire create a powerful ecosystem where insight multiplies and resilience becomes a collective force. When markets plunge, uncertainty grows. But this network becomes your shield and your sword, transforming chaos into an arena of opportunity no one else can touch. But it's not only about connection, it's also about transformation, about redefining your reality in every moment. When the broader world clings to outdated metrics and traditional signals, the future-defining private equity minds know the real story is in what those numbers don't say. They watch liquidity flows not just in the obvious sectors, but in the crevices where money sneaks quietly, sectors most miss or dismiss as fringe. They dig into human behaviors, technological shifts, geopolitical tremors, layers beneath the surface most call noise, but which hold the real keys to what's coming. This form of blindness kills empires. This form of insight builds them. And here's an unspoken truth few talk about. Private equity's real superpower isn't in guessing the crash. It's in knowing how to survive it, and more importantly, how to thrive after. Collapse is not failure. It's a brutal filter. It sweeps away the weak and the complacent, but in its wake, it creates a raw, fertile ground for extraordinary transformations. Those who panic lose. Those who hesitate fail. But those who have already carved their place in the chaos have alliances that protect and have models that flex and grow. They don't just survive. They rewrite the rules, emerge stronger, and seize opportunities invisible to everyone else. So if the world you operate in feels like a house of cards, don't wait for the storm to shatter the floor beneath you. Don't buy into comforting illusions that whisper everything will stay the same, or that stability is a law of nature. It's not. The only law here is change. Unpredictable, relentless, merciless change. The only shield you have is intelligence sharpened through critical questioning, radical connection to the right people, and the courage to embrace transformation so deeply that collapse doesn't weaken you. It makes you rebirth itself. This is where private equity breaks away from the masses. It's a tribe that refuses to be tamed by the system's lies. It's here to redefine freedom, not as empty words but as raw, lived sovereignty. Make no mistake, freedom means ruthless self-mastery. Your will as your weapon, your mind as your compass, and your network as your fortress. If there's one idea to carry from this, it is this. Economic collapse isn't just a distant, scary what if. It's an inevitable test of every leader's grit, vision, and adaptability. The market will always demand more than data or spreadsheets. It demands the fire beneath, the refusal to settle, and the readiness to craft new realities when old ones break down. Prepare not by wishing for good fortune, but by building a mindset that sees collapse as fuel, a network that amplifies your reach, and a strategy that steps beyond prediction into fearless transformation. Feel the weight of your role. Every decision, every move in this moment shapes not just survival, but the future of entire industries. This is not about hoping for stability. It's about unleashing a force that can dance with disruption, that throws off chains of conformity, and that rises from ashes stronger and more unstoppable than ever before. To those who hear this and feel the fire inside, that unbearable tension, the refusal to accept less than your true potential, this is your moment. The system may have forgotten you. The world may try to keep you quiet, but this is where you find your power. Build the rare alliances. Question the obvious. Transform what everyone else fears. Because in the collapse others dread, your greatest opportunities are waiting. Remember, collapse is not the end. It's the call to become more. Will you answer?